after that.
Okay, let me ask you about a question that I know people who watch our show are interested in,
Right.
which is marijuana reform.
Is that something that you care about?
It is something I care about. It's no, we both made jokes about it, but it's not funny to the people who get arrested,
Yeah.
which is over 500,000, I think, last year. You know, you and I both could have had our lives ruined, not really by smoking it, but by being arrested for it.
Right.
And, you know, I feel like you had a checklist about let's get rid of a lot of the stupid stuff, like opening up Cuba.
Right.
You know, you came out for gay marriage. I was hoping ending the drug war would be on that list. It's on the ballot now in 9 states in a week, including California for recreational and Arizona, and medical in places like North Dakota. Isn't it time the federal government caught up to progressive states like Arizona and North Dakota?
Well, here's what I have always believed that to the extent that the society legitimately wants to guard against any kind of substance abuse, that you treat it as a public health problem. Look, I'm an ex-smoker, cigarette smoker.
X?
Ex. And
Really?
yeah. I really
Did you
am.
wink or did you get something in your eye there? I thought I caught a wink there.
True.
Okay.
I'm chewing the heck out of Nicorette. But,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, when I passed healthcare reform, that was, I think
Right.
I'd had my last cigarette. But the reason is because there was this enormous public health effort to get kids not to pick up smoking, and to make sure the parents felt guilty if they were passing on that habit to their kids. And so that's where I think we need to go with pot, alcohol, and so I don't think that legalization is a panacea, but I think that we're going to have a more serious conversation about how we are treating marijuana and our drug laws generally. The good news is that after this referendum, to some degree, it's going to call the question. Because if, in fact, it passed in all these states, you now have about 1/5 of the country that's operating under one set of laws, and 4/5 in another. The Justice Department, DEA, FBI, for them to try to straddle and figure out how they're supposed to enforce laws in some places and not in others, and they're going to guard against transporting these drugs across state lines, but you know, you've got the entire Pacific corridor where this is legal. That is not going to be tenable. Now, it's not something that I think is going to happen overnight, and I think there are some legitimate concerns that people have about how you draw lines on these issues. But it is indisputable that right now the biggest drug crisis we have is with opioids, many of which are illegal and are ravaging entire communities all across the country. And for us to resort how we think about these problems and not think of everything through the criminal justice lens, but also through the public health lens, I think is something that's going to need to happen.
Okay. Switching topics, I don't know if anybody